I went to see in the theater the new Indian prison break drama action film JIGRA, directed by Vasan Bala, starring Alia Bhatt, Vedang, Raina, and Manoj Pawa, and boy was this good. Basic story I'm not going to tell you the whole story. Basic story goes a little something like this. Young girl and her younger brother witnessed, unfortunately, this is the opening moment of the film, witnessed their father's suicide, and she has always vowed for the rest of her life to protect her little brother, to get him out of trouble, to make sure he leads a productive life and nobody bothers him. And by hook and crook and circumstance and happenstance, he winds up getting arrested on drug charges in either Thailand or a country real close to Thailand, where the punishment is death. It's the death penalty. It's a swift death penalty for anybody caught trafficking or dealing with drugs there. He didn't do it. He's pleading his innocence. That doesn't work. And basically she goes to Thailand and does everything she can to try to get him out. She partners with an ex-cop and an ex-gangster who also have people who they feel are wrongly accused in this prison system, and they're trying to use every legal means they can to get them out. And again, I'm not going to tell you the whole story, but let me just say this. When you run out of legal ways to get them out of prison, then you start looking for other ways to get them out of the prison. So the film is predominantly a very solid, moving drama for a lot of its runtime. And then when we get to the point where the law can no longer help them, it becomes an action movie, it becomes a breakout movie, and it gets very cool. Not that it wasn't the whole time. I'm just saying it shifts from one genre to another. And in an American movie, they would probably not take as long to get to the moment where they're like, okay, now we need to hatch a plan. But that's fine, because every step of this movie was very well done and moving and interesting. And Alia Bhatt is just like amazing in this movie. She is just, she has this single-minded, stoic badassery where she is just like, my brother's in trouble. All that matters is that I get him out of this. Nothing else, just like the Terminator. She's just locked in on this situation and she's going to fix it however she does. And at some point, it's a great moment where she's in a physical conflict and she mentions that she was a yellow belt against somebody who also is adept at physical conflict. And then a little farther into the fight, when she has the upper hand, she says, I was a yellow belt because they threw me out for fighting dirty. I should be a black belt. And it was just such a great moment. So this is a really good film, really fun. When it gets into the action, it does it really well. The drama is really well done. Clearly, this is made by somebody who is a fan of 90s Hong Kong cinemaking. Hong Kong cinema and action filmmaking, because they name check John Woo and Wong Kar-wai. At one point, you see a list of prisoners. Like they're like, okay, Toby Jones, okay, John Van Sanderson, okay, John Woo, okay, which I thought was kind of funny and made me giggle. And later, there is a guard in the film who clearly is named Robert Rodriguez. So little nuggets in there saying they know what they're talking about and they know how to do it. And also partly a Star Wars fan, because there is an echo of the Han Solo. I was going to say Carrie Skywalker, the Han Solo Princess Leia line, I love you, I know, that's in the movie here. Just thrown away quickly, so it's not a big deal, but if you know it, you know it. There are no musical numbers in this film, but there is a music video during the end credits that's sung by an Indian singer, and our Alia Bhatt is also in it, and we think as we're watching this that she's just, he's singing about her. And then she starts singing and dancing, and it was a really cool anthem, basically, at the end of the film, where they're repeatedly saying, it's basically an ode to our female hero who's letting nothing get in her way, and to strong females everywhere, basically saying, rise up, girl. It was just really cool. It was a really solid movie that hopefully people will discover streaming, because as I record this, where I am, Indian films really only play maybe a week in theaters and then not long after they're streaming. So if this sounds interesting to you, check Amazon Prime. If you're in the US, check Amazon Prime or Netflix, because a lot of the Indian films that I see right up front during their credits, they will say streaming partner, and it'll tell you basically the service where this is going to go. So very fine film. This was from 2024, JIGRA.